Shi'ite protesters asked President Buhari to lift the travel ban placed on the leader of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, El-Zakzaky. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, Shi'ite protesters stormed the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, asking President Muhammadu Buhari to lift the travel ban placed on the leader of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibraheem El-Zakzaky, and release his international passport for a medical trip. Earlier, a federal high court in Abuja on Thursday had rejected an application filed by Sheikh Ibraheem El-Zakzaky asking the Department of State Services to release his passport and that of his wife. Delivering the judgment, Justice Obiora Egwatu ruled that the Islamic cleric failed to prove that his passport was missing, despite the 10 exhibits provided by his lawyers to prove that the DSS took the passport away after his return from India in 2018. At number 2, the Lagos State government on Thursday arraigned Christian School Okwebi, its principal, vice principal, and 2 employees over the death of one of the school's pupils, 12-year-old Whitney Adediran. The school's workers who were arraigned before Justice Oyindamola Ogala of the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja include Ademoye Adewale, Kuku Fatai, Belinda Amo, Nwatu Ugochi Victoria, and Christian School Limited. The defendants were arraigned on 2 count charges bordering on involuntary manslaughter, reckless and negligent acts preferred against them by the state. At number 3, a former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, Timmy Frank, has described the alarm of an alleged plot to foist an interim national government on the country as an excuse by security operatives to arrest the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi, before May 29th. Frank, in a statement issued on Thursday, said the security alarm by the agency was meant to be an alibi to crack down on peaceful protesters demonstrating against the rigged 2023 presidential election and to massively arrest opposition politicians in the country. At number 4, Nigeria's debt stock has hit the upward curve in the 4th quarter of 2022, hitting a 46.25 trillion naira or $103.11 billion, according to the latest figure by the Debt Management Office on Thursday. The new figure consists of the domestic and external total debt stocks of the federal government and the subnational government. The Debt Office gave reasons for the increase in the total public debt to include new borrowings by the federal and subnational governments, primarily to fund budget deficit and execute projects. At number 5, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has conducted a regional training for 6 West African countries on how to dismantle clandestine laboratories with a view to strengthen regional action against drug cartels. Spokesperson of the agency, Femi Babafemi, made this known in a statement in Abuja on Thursday. He said the training, which took place in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire from March 27 to 29, involved 6 other West African countries. At number 6, the Supreme Court has dismissed an appeal filed by former Minister of State for Education Professor Chukwuemeka Nwajubua seeking to void the participation of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party in the February 25th presidential election. In a judgment on Thursday, a 5-member of the Apex Court held that the appeal by Nwajubua and the group, The Right for All International, was statute barred and had become academic. At number 7, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Thursday granted bail to a journalist and publisher of an online news outlet, Cross River Watch, Agba Jalingo, to the tune of 500,000 naira with one surety in like sum. Jalingo was remanded in Kuje prison 3 days ago after he was arraigned by the Nigerian police force for allegedly publishing a story that was considered an insult to one Elizabeth Ayade, who is the wife of the younger brother of Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State. At number 8, fire gutted the Olowu spare parts market in Lagos State. Some shops engulfed by the inferno contained air conditioners for sale, parts of vehicles and motorcycles, among others. As of the time of filing this report, men of the Lagos State Fire Service and security operatives were at the scene to bring the situation under control. Recalling a similar fire incident occurred 3 weeks after Akere spare parts market on Kirikiri Road, Olodiapapa in Ajegunle was engulfed. At number 9, according to reports, normalcy has been restored after collision between a Nigerian Correctional Service vehicle and a commercial minibus popularly known as Korupe in Osun State. The collision occurred around the Olaiya flyover in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. After the accident, the minibus driver and the injured passengers were taken to the hospital for treatment, while the correctional vehicle was allowed to go to court. Finally, at number 10, according to reports, King Charles III called Russia's war in Ukraine a threat to Europe's democratic values in the first speech made by a monarch at the German parliament, but said allies like Germany and Britain can now draw courage from their unity. Speaking, Charles noted that the scourge of war is back in Europe. The war of aggression against Ukraine has brought unimaginable suffering on so many innocent people. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.